Please, Olivia, our friendship is rock solid. We're not about to start competing with each other.
Oh, give me my son!
Just to be sure, this video contains spoilers. The Frasier reboot Episode 5's Cheers references further reasons why the original cast should return. Kelsey Grammer's third excursion as Frasier Crane features an entirely new cast after the Paramount Plus project failed to resurrect the original ensemble. Originally, the plan was to reunite Frasier with his family and friends in Seattle, which would be a more direct continuation of the Cheers spin-off. Unfortunately, after David Hyde Pierce declined the opportunity to reprise his award-winning performance as Niles, Grammer and his team were forced to think outside the box for Frasier's last act. After 5 episodes of the comeback, Frasier is settling back in Boston beautifully, albeit not without problems.
I still have this longing to find the place where I belong.
He accepted a position as a lecturer at Harvard, where he reconnected with an old Oxford buddy, Alan Cornwall. Frasier tries to blend in despite being around familiar faces. Interestingly, it hasn't occurred to him to seek out his old drinking companions during his time in Cheers, instead preferring to hang out at the Frasier reboot's new pub, Mahoney's. Frasier's reference to Cheers in Episode 5 explained. In Frasier Reboot Episode 5, The Founders Society, Frasier goes to tremendous lengths to get admission to Harvard's elite society. He even gives Olivia his son in exchange for her recommendation to the committee, demonstrating his desperation. Frasier eventually admits to Alan that he has a constant desire to fit in, adding that despite frequenting Cheers every night, he still feels out of place. Although Frasier does not mention Sam's bar, Alan does, noting nobody knew your name. Frasier's Cheers reference is quite sad and means Niles, Roz, and others need to return. Frasier's admission reframes his entire experience at Cheers. He first appeared in Season 3 of the Boston set comedy as a contrast to Sam and Diane's courtship. Grammer was so good in the character that he stayed even after Shelley Long's DNA left in Cheers Season 5, and he lasted until the show ended in Season 11. It's unfortunate that Frasier, now in his golden years, is still yearning for a place where he thinks he belongs. The good news is that he doesn't have to look far to find the kind of fulfillment he seeks. When Frasier got back to Seattle, he embraced his true self because everyone there had accepted him for who he was. As a result, bringing back the old Frasier crew will fix his personal issue in the revival. Despite their differences, both Roz and Daphne sincerely adored him during their time together. Having said that, being around Niles will specifically address this issue, given how similar the Crane boys are. Seeing his brother be unapologetically himself, while simultaneously being in a loving household, would remind him that he does not need to force connection and modify himself in order to be genuinely loved.